All right, so today I'm going to show you how to record vocal effects separate in FL Studio and record them using Apollo console. So I have a UAD twin right here. If we look real quick, so let's say bong, it's an Apollo twin, 2 line inputs in the back, 1 high Z in the front. I'm running my wireless clip-on mics through the high Z. That's where I get the best quality, is through that. And then we have the Neiman going through channel 2, and then channel 1 is just open for now. All right, so that being said, let's go to here. All right, if you look on the screen, so this is console. It's just literally a mixing setup. You have mixing tracks, so how many ever ins and outs you have. This has quite a few different options, but the bottom line is you have analog 1, analog 2, and then you have auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2. That's pretty much what we're dealing with. So analog 1 right here is usually what I use for this clip-on mic, is running through that channel right there. So we just have a LA2A on it. And then the Neiman is on the other one, but we're not using the Neiman right now. I'm going to do this tutorial through the wireless clip-on mic because that's going through the Apollo. So the way we do vocal change or vocal effects, right here is like your direct inserts. So whatever you put directly in these insert slots, right here is your unison, and then here's your effects slots. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 total. So I'm just having an LA2A on here. And then over here you have your inserts or your sends. So you have aux 1. If you look down here, it says aux 1 and aux 2. So on aux 1, I have reverb. And then aux 2, we have Galaxy delay. So I'm going to show you how to route these separate and get the sound. Now, if I wanted to put the reverb directly on my vocal, I could do it by doing this. I could take this whole reverb. Yeah. Yeah. Check. 1, 2, check. Yeah. Bong. Check. Yeah. Let's go. Hey. Hey. Okay. So if I wanted to record it directly on my vocal, I could do that and then just bring the mix down. So that's pretty much what I just did. I just took the mix down. So if I want to record it just like that, I'd go over to FL. Channel 1, I named it, record vocals. And normally I unlink it from the master because you're hearing that vocal right now in real time through the Apollo. Once you route it, and if this is routed to the master, you're going to hear the vocal twice, like this. So I'd go into the inserts, and right now on the audio settings, I'm in Universal Audio USB. So that's where you're going to be when you're setting everything up. It should make it like this to where it says none, and you can go in here from the list and choose what you need. So with the Apollo, you have USB stereo inputs and then mono inputs. We are going to go to, I'm going to go to the mono. So when I'm just doing one mic, I'm going to mono. This mic is in, it says mic line 1 or high Z1. So that's just analog 1, channel 1. Mic check. So now you're hearing it. Check, 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 check. Ba, ba, ba. So when I unlink it, then we're not hearing it going through FL. You guys might have heard that, you might not have. And if I want to record it, I can do it like this. So once you route that and have that set up, you just go down here and arm it. Arm it up here. Play. Mic check 1, 2, 1, 2. Bow. Check, check. Yeah. So that recorded it. Now if I want to play it back, I'll unarm it. I have to do this for streaming purposes so you guys can hear this. I gotta switch it over. So right now it's still, if you look in the corner, it's routed through track 1. If you try to play it back, you're not gonna hear it because track 1 is unrouted from the master. So normally what I do, I just put it to 0, or I put it to a playback track. So let's say track 4, and now we should be able to hear that. Let's normalize it. We'll just turn it down a little bit. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Bow. Flushy. Check check. Yeah. So that's one way to do it. If you want your reverb to be hard set in on your vocal, normally that's kind of what we don't want for the vocal. So I'm gonna grab this reverb, drag and drop it on the auxiliary channel. So now that reverb came off my vocal. So basically we have a dry vocal take or dry vocal send. And another thing you got to pay attention to, so if you look to the side right here, it says UAD record. So if you want to record whatever are on these inserts or these auxiliaries, you make sure that's checked and it's red, and then it will record and print anything inside whatever DAW you're working in. If you just want to monitor it, you go to monitor, and it will switch them all over. If you want to do them one by one, you could just go under them and then check and uncheck it. Now on the side right here, it does change the way you see it. So if I click on Sends Overview, it basically condenses the auxiliary faders. It condenses them down to a compact view. And then if you just click on it, then it opens up the actual mixer and you can close it out. So Send Overview will change the way you see this. Also too, large or small changes the way you see it. If you hit small, it compacts everything down and stacks it up. I like using the large one and seeing all the plugins fully. So we're going to record this reverb, which is on auxiliary 1. It's on my vocal right now, but you guys can't hear it. Check, check, bop. Where is bop? Check. Yeah. 1 2 1 2. Okay, so in able to blend in how much you want in the signal or how much you want to hear, if you go to the auxiliary track under your insert, you adjust this up and down, and that's how much you're going to hear inside your headphones. If I go back to the reverb, I'm going to turn that dry wet mix up a little more because I had turned it down because I put it directly on the track. So this is auxiliary 1, and then also you have another auxiliary level down here. Check, 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 check. So all these affect how much reverb you're hearing, how much is being sent to the signal. So just keep an eye on them and adjust them to taste. So the reverb is on auxiliary 1. Our mic is on analog 1 or mic line 1. If we go back into FL, so this, as soon as we hit ARM, it's going to show our actual vocal. Let's go audio, universal audio. So now our mic is coming through line 1, which is basically our dry take. But it's not totally dry because we have the LA2A on it. If we don't want that, any plugins to affect nothing on it, we can go right down here and just switch it over to monitoring. But I'm going to leave it on record because we want to record it. So I'm going to go back into here. Number 2, the green one, is going to be our reverb. So I highlight that. It's routed to the master. I go up here from the list and look for auxiliary 1. On the auxiliary, we can do the stereo. So it is left and right. So we go auxiliary 1, left, auxiliary right. They're linked together. So we'll click that. Check, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check. I got this muted, I think. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check. Bop. Check. Check 1 2 1 2. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Bop. Bop. So as you can see that meter go up, we have some reverb. It's picking up that signal basically. And then what I'm doing down here on the main fader for the analog, this is how much you're hearing everything overall. So that mic line, and then however anything's blended in, that's like the master level for how you're hearing it. And I'm muting it so I'm not hearing that reverb and everything in real time as I'm trying to do this. So you can mute that if you don't want to hear it at all. It's still processing, it's still playing in the background, it is still record. But if you don't want to hear it, you can mute it there and you're not going to hear nothing, but it will still record it. So that's muted. We go back here. So I have track 1 armed, which is our dry vocal take, analog 1 or track 1 from console track 1 and track 1 on FL. Number 2 is aux 1 from console. It says it right here, aux 1 left and right. Aux 1 left and right. And then we have it armed also. So those two are armed, and then now we'll just do a vocal take. So once we have those armed, we arm it up here, press play. Check 1 2. Mic check. 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Bah. So now I'll go back up here, switch over so you guys can hear what I just did. You won't have to do this step right here. This is just something I have to do for my computer. Now they added in Steinberg ASIO driver, so I can go and do that. So if I click on the reverb, I'm gonna hit normalize, so it normalizes it. It's still going on track 2. Track 2 is muted. So I'm gonna send this to track 5 for playback or track 4 for playback. This is our dry vocal. I'll put that to track 21, but then we'll move that over. So the dry vocals moved to track 4 so we can hear it, and the reverb or aux 1 is moved to track 5 so we can hear it when we do playback. So let's just do just a dry vocal. Check 1 2. Reverb.
Check 1 2.
Check 1 2. Mic check. 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Bah. Check 1 2. 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Bah. And if we solo this, it's just a reverb.
1 2. 1 2 1 2. Bah.
And like I said, you're gonna have to dial it in how you want. And once again, by doing that is a mixture between the auxiliary level under your mic or under your line that it's going into, the actual plugin itself. You have a mix knob, all your reverb settings. You can go and choose some different presets. This is my actual level, my input gain level, and then my output gain. So you have all these reverb settings you can tweak with. And then down here on auxiliary, you have the actual level of how much you're hearing it. Check, 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 check. Or that acts as a send of how much of the signal you're sending over to the mic. That acts as a level send, and then this does also. Because it says right here, sends, auxiliary 1. So the higher you crank this, the louder that reverb is going to come through on the vocal. So that's separate. Now let's do aux 2. So we're gonna record aux 2. So we're gonna do exactly the same thing. So this is it says inserts, and then right here it says aux 2. So if we go to analog 1, which our mic's on line 1, we'll keep scrolling down and go to auxiliary 2. That's the delay. Check. Check. Now I have a mute button here to mute everything, and then I have a mute button here if I want to mute the delay so I'm not hearing it as I'm talking or recording. So there's 2 mute buttons. It still records. I think this mute affects how it records. I'm not sure which one it does. We'll try it out real quick. But bottom line is, scrolling down further, auxiliary 2, that is our delay right there. So if we go over to here, the delay is going to be the blue one. So we'll go to that. Options, audio. Let me switch this back. So you should be, if you have an Apollo Universal Audio, if it's a USB, USB. If it's Thunderbolt, it's Thunderbolt. Now I just go in and find auxiliary 2, left and right. So the stereo pair. You could do the mono if you wanted to. You could do auxiliary just left or auxiliary just right. But I'm going to do the stereo left and right. Now once I arm it, check, 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 check. We should have a signal in there. Mic check. 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 Yeah, I can hear it. Let me turn it up. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Check. Pop. Check, check. That's pretty loud though. Check, check. Pop. I can have it down here. Check. Pop. Mic check. Yeah. 1, 2. Then you have post 2. Check. Check. And then mono. Check. So that affects how you how it processes the sound also. Either pre or post or mono. Check. Mic check. Mic check. So I'm going to record this real quick. We arm it. So technically 2 arming. You arm it down here on the track and then arm the whole project. Yeah. Mic check. 1, 2. Yeah. So I'm going to arm the main vocal and the delay. So we have a dry take and a delay take. Mic check. 1, 2. Blah. Blah. Woo. Woo. And you could see it delaying. Mute. That was getting on my nerves. Let me see if it affects the signal if I have it muted. I want to see if it records. So I have the output muted so I'm not hearing it, and then I have auxiliary 2 muted. I want to see if it records it like that. Mute all those. And we want to do both. Mic check. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, I did record it. Okay. So basically in console, if you don't want to hear the playback, because you're going to get playback from console to your headphones. And then if you have it routed, whatever channel you're recording on, if you have it routed to the master, you're going to get double playback. So that's why we always cut off on the bottom in FL from the track to the master. We cut that off because we're already listening in console. We're already hearing it with zero latency or near zero latency. But if for some reason you don't want to hear your vocal at all, you just want to perform, let's say it's a situation where your vocal is messing with you, like hearing yourself is messing with you, you can go to track 1 and just mute it. Check. And then you could go to the aux and mute the aux. Because even with that track muted and the aux unmuted, check, I can still hear a delay in the background. So you can mute the effect and the actual vocal. Well, let's run that back and just listen to it. So let me switch this over so you guys can hear it. I have to go to Steinberg so it plays out through the system. So this is 5. And then after I record them, I basically retrack them to a playback track. That's all I'm doing. So this is the dry take from the last take. Mic check. This is the muted delay. So we muted our main vocal out and our aux. We muted them both and it's still recorded.
Mic check. 1, 2. Okay.
But I think it changed how it sounds. Because this is one not muted right here. Mic check. 1, 2. Yeah, it changed how it sounds when you mute it.
Mic check. 1, 2. Okay. Mic check.
1, 2. I like that. And then here's the dry take that was recorded with that. Mic check. This is them together. Mic check. 1, 2. Blah, 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 blah. And then here's the one that we just recorded by itself. So we just armed just the auxiliary 2, which is the delay. Yeah. Mic check. 1, 2. Yeah, so quick recap on how to do that in console. You have your mic running to channel 1 or channel 2. In console, it's analog 1 or analog 2. So let's just say you have it going to channel 1. So we have it going through channel 1. We have these different settings over here that if we click on these, it changes how we see console, how we view everything. Like I said, I usually have it on large. You could put it on small, fixed slots, or sends. This send overview is a big one because this literally changes if you're looking at faders or just compact faders. And if you do fixed slots, it changes it, or no. Oh, if you take faders off, it just gives you the knobs. And then you can just turn the knobs. If you click on faders, then it gives you faders. Take off fixed slots. So you can make it to where it's a fader or a knob. Trying to figure out how the rest of those got popped up as knobs. Okay, I just got to hit large. So if you hit small, it puts them all to knobs. If you hit large, it puts them all to faders. So let's just go to small for easier viewing. So the mic's going on channel 1. We put whatever plugins, how we want it to be nice and clear, clean, or whatever. Then this insert, if it's red, it's going to record it. If it's blue, it's just monitoring. So we set that how we want. Then we go over to auxiliary 1, load our effects plugin up. You just hit the plus sign, choose an effects plugin. Then below it, you have a fader to adjust how much of the signal you're sending. Then below your analog track 1, the reverb is on aux 1. You have a fader or a knob that controls on how much you're hearing and how much you're going to record, if I'm not mistaken. So you're just going to have to mess around with all the different levels and just find the best setting that works best for you. Once we have that set, if we want to hear it, we can unmute track 1. Check. 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 Yeah. Boom. Like, I can hear the reverb, you guys can't. If I don't want to hear the reverb, I can mute it. Check, 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 check. And if I don't want to hear my vocal at all, I can mute my vocal. It'll still record. So get familiar with those settings. That's that. And then we go over to FL. Track 1. Go in the corner. Select your input. I gotta switch it back again. So track 1, go in the corner. Universal audio, USB mono. So when we're doing the main vocal mic, it's normally mono. Mic line 1 / high Z 1. Basically, it's saying whether if it's on mic line or high Z, it's gonna record whatever's going in 1. I unlink it from the master, arm it, and you're not going to see no levels until you arm it. By default, it's set. If you go to here to this orange arrow, external input only, these different settings determine if FL records what's going through or whatever effects. But by default, it's just set to when armed. And when it's armed, the default setting will record whatever you're doing as long as the record button's engaged. Like if you don't see no level, you got to hit record, then you can see it. And then we hit record and record our vocal. We do the same, going to check channel 2, track 2, go to the list, pick our auxiliary track we want. Are we doing auxiliary 1 or auxiliary 2? So we're saying the reverb's on 1. We select auxiliary 1. We arm it. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. And then technically we should have level through there. Mic check. 1, 2. Check, check. I think it recorded. Yeah, I got it down pretty low. Let me switch it back over so you guys can see it. Come on, Steinberg.
Mic check. 1, 2. Check, check.
All right, so if you want to do the same thing inside FL, this is getting exhausting. This is way longer than I wanted to take doing this. So if I want to record this inside FL, then what I would do is directly on the vocal I'm recording. So say this is my vocal. I would either A, put the effect on my vocal. So I would say, where is it? Valhalla. I would select whatever effect right here in a slot. Then I would adjust the dry wet mix. Check. 1, 2. Bow. Yeah. You guys can't hear that yet, but hold on. Check. 1, 2. Bow. Check. 1, 2. Bow. Like I said, if you're getting double vocals, unlink it from the master. It'll still record. You just won't be hearing the double vocal. But check, check, check. So we basically put the reverb directly on our vocal track, and then you adjust it to taste because however it's set, it's going to record that way. So I have that set, and I just adjusted the dry wet mix. I put it to like 11%. Check. Yeah. We arm it for recording. Arm it up here. Hit play. Bow. Yeah. Mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now double click on this. Send that to track 5 for playback. Bow. Yeah. Mic check. Oh, it did not record. Okay, because this is set external input only. So we got to switch that. So we have to say external and mixer input. We want it to record what's on the mixer. I think I changed mine by default. But yeah, you got to pay attention to these settings because there's so many custom settings to dictate. And then it's saying, do you want a monitor input? No, when it's armed, or just have it on. Check, check. Let me unlink that. This should record now. Bow. Mic check. 1, 2. Yeah. It should record. Bow. No? Mic check. 1, 2. Alright, this is weird, bro. Why is that not working? Hold on. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Let's go. Alright, I think that worked. Because I can see the reverb now. Okay, so the setting I had to choose, whatever track you're on, post track. I could have swore external and mixer input worked before. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Let's go. Now let's say that's too much reverb. I'd go back in and I would dial this down. Normally when I put reverb directly on my track, I go about 5 to 15%, but then also I adjust the wet mix knob in here also. So I'll say put that to like 50%. So the actual wet dry mix is at like 52% on the plugin, and then the wet dry mix right here is at 11. Mic check. 1, 2. Let's go. Bow. Mic check. 1, 2. Let's go. Bow. That's about how I would do it on my vocals. Now, let's say you don't want to record it in FL directly on your vocal. We would make an auxiliary or a bus track and put the reverb on that. So I would go to track 2. I'm going to mute that one by unchecking this little light right here. That's basically turning it off. I'll go to track 2. I'm going to go select my mic. So we're on line universal twin 1. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. There we go, mono. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Check. 1 2 1 2. So basically all we're doing is we have the mic on 2 channels, or we could put that on none. There's technically 3 ways to do it. So let's try this way. So number 1 has your mic on it. You have that armed. At the bottom, you could highlight that. You could right click this one and say route to this track. So now it has routed the mic to auxiliary 1 reverb. Then we're going to arm that. Then we're going to go up here, add a delay. Let's go shimmer. Shimmer's pretty crazy. So we can leave the mix at all the way up if we want. We're going to turn the volume level down. So if I route the reverb to the master, check. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. Let's use regular reverb so it's more cut and dry. But basically, as we're recording, we have everything unlinked from the master, so we're not hearing double vocals again. So to recap, number 1 is still your mic line. You arm it, you unlink it from the master, then you sidechain it or route it to channel 2. So you're recording on 1, you route it to channel 2. What that's doing, it's sending the vocal from 1 over to 2. Then on 2, we put a reverb on there. We adjust the reverb to taste. Then we arm them both. External input only. No. We want post track, if I'm not mistaken. So all we're doing is, this way we're going to record a dry vocal take and then another vocal take that's side chaining the reverb. So it's going to be the reverb in our vocal mixed with a dry vocal, and we can blend those in. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Check 1 2 1 2. So the green's our reverb and yellow is our dry. Four. Then 5, and I just go here, hit normalize, and it'll make it as loud as that take is. So 4 is our dry. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. And then this green one is our reverb. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. And then together. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. And they're a little off because of what I'm using to record. I'm using Steinberg, so it does record it a little off sync. I have to use Steinberg ASIO driver so you guys can hear it. Normally I just use Apollo Universal. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Check 1 2 1 2. Now there's another way you can do it. You can just record that dry vocal take, and then you put that vocal take on, another separate channel. So that vocal take, after we record, I put it on 4. Mic check, 1 2 1. Let's do this. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Now I could do like this and take that and sidechain track 4 that our recorded take is on. I could sidechain it to the reverb like we did when we recorded. So when that plays back, it triggers the reverb on track 2. It's not set in stone. You could play it back and tweak it and tweak it and tweak it. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. And then 2, I have to reroute to the master. Check. Let's unroute that. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Mainly what I'm doing is I'm making a dry and wet track to record on. Then I'm making another set to assign the recorder takes to after I record. So there's two stages. Tracks that you're doing whatever and you assign a record to. And then after the fact, you reassign them to other tracks. So let's say 1 and 2 I'm recording on. 1's the dry, 2's the auxiliary or the reverb. I record through those 2. Then I reassign them to 3 and 4. 3's the dry, 4's the sidechain or aux, reverb aux. So that's in essence what I just did. I just reused my auxiliary reverb record track. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. So this way you could play it on a loop and go in and adjust everything. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Mic check, 1. Okay, so now I dialed it in after the fact. I'm happy with it. So let's say that's what I want. I can either go to here. I can go right click. Which one was it? Hold on, Witness showed me this one. Right click. Here goes consolidate track from track start. So it's going to stem it out. Basically samples it out. And then gives me a sample take. I wonder if the reverb's on it though. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Now the reverb's not on it. Okay, so that's not going to work. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Normally the way I do it is that dry take is on 4. I'll just go to the auxiliary, hit record. Like I'll arm it. I'll go up here in the corner, disc record, render arm wave track. And then hit start. And then all that does is it samples out that reverb auxiliary or that reverb bus. It just sampled it out for me with the reverb. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. And then by itself. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bow. Let's go. So then you have the reverb separate from the vocal. That's pretty much how you do it. Dang, that took 45 minutes. I'm going to have to edit this down, but it's your boy D. I am out.